Ex-girlfriend cheated during a bachelorette party. I ruined her reputation with my revenge. Hey, true story, man. I never thought I'd be writing into you. I've been listening to your channel for a while now, hearing these wild situations from guys all over the world. Some of them I laugh at, some I feel bad for, and others I'm just shaking my head like, bro, you should have seen that coming. I never thought I'd be on the other side of it, typing out my own story, but here I am. People know me as Legend. That's my nickname, and it's been my online handle for years. I'm not gonna lie, I earned it from always having a way with words and being able to roast somebody in a way that's funny without being straight up cruel. I was always that dude people came to when they needed to laugh. And funny enough, that's exactly how I ended up meeting my now ex on TikTok. So let me take you back. How we met. It was sometime last year, just another night of me scrolling through TikTok live streams. I wasn't looking for anything special, just killing time before bed. That's when I stumbled across her live. She was sitting there with her ring light on, hair done up, lashes on point, looking like she just stepped out of a makeup commercial. But that wasn't even what caught me. It was the energy. She was running one of those panels where people join in, and the squares fill up with random folks. They'd talk about whatever, current events, relationships, music, even petty drama on TikTok. Sometimes people would argue, sometimes they'd laugh, sometimes it was just silly nonsense. She had a way of keeping it all moving. Somebody would get too heated and she'd hit them with that all right, calm down voice, then flip it into a joke so smooth everyone would be laughing again. I jumped in her panel one night just to see what was up. Next thing you know, I was part of the conversation. They were talking about something ridiculous. I think it was pineapple on pizza, and I cracked a joke that had everybody losing it. She looked at the camera and said, "Oh, Legend's funny. I like him." That was the first time I realized she noticed me. The messages begin. After that, I'd pop in on her panels more often. Some nights I'd stay for 20 minutes, other nights for hours. It wasn't just me and her. There were always 5, 6 other randoms in there, but she started talking to me directly more often. Then, one morning, I wake up to a DM from her on TikTok. "Good morning. Thanks for making last night's panel hilarious. You're always contributing to the vibe." It wasn't flirty at first, just nice. But when a woman sends you a good morning with a little emoji, you take note. So I thanked her, kept it light. Couple days later, another good morning text, this time with a heart emoji. Now listen, I never intended to hit on her. I wasn't going in there looking for a relationship. It was just TikTok banter. But when someone keeps sending you hearts and checking on you in the morning, you start thinking, maybe there's something there. So I started sending a few flirty replies back. Nothing overboard, just that testing the waters kind of flirting. She didn't shy away from it either. She leaned in. From TikTok to real life. After another day of talking in her panel, we both just said, "You know what? Let's exchange numbers." From that point on, TikTok was just the appetizer. The real conversations were happening off the app. Every night after her live, she'd call me. Sometimes we'd just talk until one of us fell asleep, phone still on. Other nights it was FaceTime, watching each other do random stuff around the house. And the best part? We only lived about an hour apart, not across the country, not in different time zones, just a straight drive down the highway. That made it easy to start seeing each other in person. After about a month of this, we both decided to make it official. She was my girl. I was her man. Nobody in her TikTok world knew, though. We agreed to keep it private for a while. For the next 7 months, things were good. At least I thought they were. The party. Now here's where it gets wild. One night, she's doing her usual TikTok panel, and I'm in there like always. Everybody's talking, joking, arguing over some nonsense. When she casually drops, "Yeah, I won't be live tomorrow night. I'm going to my friend's bachelorette party." My ears perk up. Bachelorette party? First I'm hearing of it. But remember, nobody on the panel knew we were together. I couldn't just be like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me, babe?" So I just played along, kept my cool. When the live ended, I texted her, "I didn't know your friend was getting married. That's cool though. Hope y'all have fun." That's when she hit me with the line that told me something was off. "I didn't know I needed to tell you everything that happens in my life." Bruh, I knew right then. That's not a normal response if you're innocent. The beginning of the end. I stopped texting her after that. Tried to focus on other things, but I couldn't get it off my mind. My gut was screaming. Around 2 a.m. that night, my phone buzzes. It's her. "What are you doing?" I replied, "Watching a movie." She just sends back, "Oh, okay." No follow-up. No good night. Nothing. And in that moment, I swear, I felt the relationship end in my soul. The cousin. I log into Facebook just scrolling to distract myself when I see I've got a message request. It's from her cousin. I open it, and the first thing I read is, "I told you not to deal with her. You're a good man, and she's at this party getting a train ran on her with no protection." I sat there staring at the screen like, did I just read that right? Before I can even process it, she sends me her number and says, "Call me." I call. She answers. No small talk, no warm up, just, "You want to see something?" Next thing I know, my phone screen switches to FaceTime, and there it is. My girlfriend, naked, asleep in a hotel bed, with some dude lying right next to her. I felt my whole body heat up. My chest, my face, my ears, all of it. I wasn't just mad. I was disgusted. The revenge. I'm not going to go into every detail of what I did just yet. That's for the follow-up. But let's just say I made sure she would never forget the night she tried to clown me. I came up with a way to humiliate her so perfectly it hit her where it hurt without me ever having to raise my voice or cause a scene. And once I did it, I ghosted her completely. Going ghost. People on TikTok started messaging me, asking where I'd been. Why aren't you in the panels anymore? We miss you, legend? I never told the truth. I'd pop in on a panel here and there, incognito, just listening. And every time I'd hear somebody ask her, "Hey, what happened to Legend? He doesn't come around anymore." She'd always give the same line. I have no idea. I guess people just come and go. Meanwhile, she was texting me in real life, asking me to come back, telling me she missed me. I never replied. Eventually, she stopped trying. How I destroyed her reputation after that bachelorette party. Hey, true story. It's Legend again. Last time I told you about how I met my ex on TikTok, how we went from just being two people joking on a panel to talking every night, dating for 7 months, and then how I found out she cheated on me at her friend's bachelorette party. I ended that first email by telling you I had the perfect revenge, one that embarrassed her and made her think about me every time she opened her phone. You wanted the play-by-play? Well, here it is. The moment I knew what I had to do. When her cousin FaceTimed me and showed me that image, my girlfriend butt naked in a hotel bed next to some dude, something inside me switched. My first instinct was pure rage. I wanted to call her right there, cuss her out, and tell her exactly what she was, but that's what she would have expected. That's what a cheater counts on. Your emotions taking over so they can flip it back on you and say, "You're the problem." I wasn't giving her that satisfaction. I remember just sitting there after I hung up with her cousin, staring at the dark screen of my phone. My brain was moving faster than my body. I was thinking, how do I do this in a way that hits her where it hurts without me ever having to break a sweat? That's when it hit me. She lived for TikTok, not just the live panels. Her whole image was built on being this likable, bubbly, funny woman that everyone in her little community adored. She was the cool girl in that circle. If you were new to her live, she'd welcome you in. If you cracked a joke, she'd laugh. People gravitated toward her, so my revenge had to live where she lived, online. Step 1. Setting the stage. I didn't blow up her spot right away. Nah, I played it cool for about 2 days. During those 2 days, I saved every screenshot, every message, and even that FaceTime screenshot from her cousin. I didn't plan to blast it all over the internet. I had something better in mind. First, I made sure to block her on my TikTok so she couldn't see what I was about to do. Then I went into a couple of the other regulars' lives, people we both knew, but that I had a better connection with. I'd join their panels, laugh, joke, act normal, and eventually they'd ask, "Hey, legend, where you been? We don't see you in her panels anymore." I'd just smile and say, "Oh, you'll see." That was my first breadcrumb. People started wondering. The curiosity was already building. Step 2. The bomb. On a Friday night, I knew she'd be live. I also knew that Friday nights were when her panels got the most viewers, usually 200, 300 people cycling in and out. That was my perfect window. I went live myself, or something I rarely did. I titled my live, Storytime, How I Got Played at a Bachelorette Party. Within 10 minutes, over 150 people were in there. A lot of them were the same people who used to watch her lives. Some came in just to see if I was talking about her. I didn't name her right away. I told the whole story, from the moment I met this woman on TikTok, to the daily good morning messages, to how we started dating in secret, to how she mentioned the bachelorette party on live, like it was nothing. I took my time with it. I made it funny in some parts, serious in others, but I never raised my voice. People in the chat were eating it up. "No way. Bro, she didn't. I think I know who you're talking about." Then I dropped it. I said, "And just so y'all know I'm not making this up," and I put the FaceTime screenshot right up to the camera. The chat exploded. I didn't even have to say her name at that point. Her tattoo was visible in the picture. Everybody who watched her knew exactly who it was. Step 3. Letting the fire spread. I ended my live right after showing the proof. Didn't linger, didn't answer questions, just said, "That's all I got. Y'all have a good night." You want to know what happens when you drop a bomb like that and then disappear? People talk. By the next morning, I had DMs from people I didn't even know, saying, "Bro, she's losing it on live right now, trying to defend herself." Others told me she was crying, claiming it was just a joke and that I was obsessed with ruining her. I didn't reply to anybody. Step 4, the final touch. About a week later, I joined one of her panels under a different account. No camera, no mic, just listening. Sure enough, somebody brought me up. They asked, "So what happened with Legend? I saw something crazy last week." She let out this fake laugh and said, "Oh, he's just mad I didn't want him anymore." That's when I knew she still hadn't learned. She still thought she could control the narrative. So I dropped my last move. I sent the FaceTime screenshot to one of the panel regulars, the kind of person who lives for drama, and told them they could do whatever they wanted with it. Within an hour, that screenshot was floating through half the TikTok community. She couldn't escape it. Aftermath. Her panels went from having hundreds of viewers to barely breaking 40. People didn't trust her anymore. Every time she tried to crack a joke, there'd be at least one person in the comments saying, "What about the train?" Or, "Is this the bachelorette party girl?" She eventually stopped going live for a while. And me? I never had to lift another finger. How I'm doing now. True story, that was months ago. These days I'm good. Better than good, actually. After all that, I stepped back from TikTok for a bit, focused on myself, my work, my real life outside of all that internet noise. I started hitting the gym more consistently, took a couple of weekend trips just to clear my head. And the crazy part? Once I stopped giving energy to all that drama, my life got real peaceful. I've got new friends now, real ones, not just usernames on a panel. I'm talking about people who actually know my character, not the lies she tried to spin after the fact. Financially, I'm doing solid. I even started a little side hustle, flipping sneakers online. It's not crazy money yet, but it's enough to feel proud of. As for dating, I'm not rushing into anything. I talk to people. I go out here and there, but I'm not about to let another person come in and distract me from my own goals. I've learned that when you ignore the red flags early, you pay for it later. And I'm not paying that price twice. And that's my part too. Sometimes revenge is about hitting somebody where they can't defend themselves, not physically, but in their ego, their public image, the space where they thought they were untouchable. And the best part? Doing it without losing your cool. She gave me my nickname back in the day because I was a legend on her panels. Now, she probably hates hearing it, and I'm fine with that. Legend.